But something that didn't nail it was Shazam 2, everybody. Shazam 2 did not nail it, apparently. Because it only made $30.5 million this opening weekend. And with, a $110 million budget, $100 million on top of that for marketing, so you got $210 million budget. It's not looking too good after opening weekend. And it came out March 17th. Well, they're already saying the digital release is April 17th. So they're only giving that shit a month in theaters now after the opening weekend. They're like, we're done with this. So the director was bummed about this. Yeah, it's not good. David F. Sandberg, though, he was really bummed because he said it's his first movie that has like the lowest critic score and the highest audience score ever. And he's really bummed. He says he's going back to horror because that's where he came from. And he did the first and the second Shazam. So he's like, after 6 years of this, I'm done with superhero movies. I love my experience, but I'm moving on. So it's a bummer.
I think it's a bummer. It's another probably sign that James Gunn couldn't have come to the DCU sooner. Because what they're trying to do is capture lightning in a bottle twice. There's a little Shazam joke for you because what does he do? He calls the lightning. Ha ha ha. Anywho, thank you. But no, like I don't think anyone expected this movie. I don't think anyone really wanted this movie, and I knew it was in trouble because the trailer started spoiling the big cameo. Like a couple weeks right before it started, or before it premiered in theaters, it spoiled the cameo. It showed off Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, and you're like, oh, well, what else is going to happen here? And
nothing.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing
CG monsters.
There's nothing else for this movie to build into with how everything is going to happen in the next phase of the DCU. And I feel bad for it. I feel bad obviously for the filmmaker and everyone involved with it, but I don't think you should have tried to do Shazam again. I think Shazam.
Did you
the
see
first
it,
one,
Sean?
The first Shazam?
No, the new one.
Oh no, I did not see Shazam 2. I wasn't interested.
I've heard it's pretty good, actually. But again, you had Zachary Levi came out and he made all those statements like we talked about before. He made statements about, anti-trans and anti-vax. And as an actor, that can sink your ship. Just the thing is, it can just like make a part of your audience be like, screw you, screw your movie. That's unfortunate, but that's how it works. And you're an actor, you're a brand, as we talked about on Friday. And so that can hurt you. And so weekend, it wasn't looking good going into it. Like the pre-sales didn't look good. And, they weren't really sure about it. I mean, they said it was a good movie going into it, and the director's like, I think it was a good movie, but like, I don't know what happened. People didn't come out. I mean, it came out St. Patty's Day too, which probably is a bad day to come out. So people weren't going on Friday. So they probably lost a lot of money then. And The Rock he refused to do a cameo in it. The Rock was like, no, my Black Adam's not going to be in this shit. So that's where the spoil from Gal Gadot came out where they literally, WB put it out there and then they apologized for it. They're like, oh, we shouldn't have said anything. No, why would you say anything?
Yep.
I mean, because they're probably worried about ticket sales. Put those butts in those seats, right? Mike, what do you think? Right.
I like the first Shazam.
Yeah. First Shazam was great.
I liked it. I would be interested in seeing this if I had the time to go to the theater. I would for sure go see it because I want to see wizards in movies. Like, have multiple.
No, it's a safe place,
You've
Mike.
been consistent about this. Yes, you're very pro wizard. I understand.
I'm pro wizard.
Yep. Wizard, yeah.
He used to have wizard hair.
I've seen it.
Wizard hair. And yeah, I mean Jimon Hansu as a wizard too. I was never. That was a casting decision that I was never anticipating, and it thrilled me. So I would be back for it. I don't have time to consume any fucking media other than the goddamn articles that you sent me, Brian. That's about what I have time for.
Keeping you informed, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't see it. Like, I didn't get a little Shazam toy in my Happy Meal or anything. Like, so I was surprised. It didn't, maybe I would have seen it if there was a YouTube ad for it. Didn't see that anywhere. Where did this $100 million go? Did you guys see it?
Apparently, that's what one of the biggest complaints of Zachary was that, they weren't advertising it right. They weren't marketing it right. That's what he was saying. That's what his blame was for the bad weekend, and apparently it's very similar to the first one. It has the same kind of comedy. I was going to go see it over the weekend. I just get a chance to. I'm going to go see it this week still. So I'll give you my opinion on it as we get later into the week. Give people time to get a chance to check it out because apparently no one saw it yet. So before we spoil it. But yeah, I just don't know. Like, honestly, it seems like the formula would work. Maybe there were too much adult in the first one. There was more kids, so the kid formula maybe made it funnier. I don't know. Now that all the kids are adults too, maybe it's different. And I heard there was a lot of times in the movie itself where you think that the kids would just be kids and they were adults, like they're just like planning shit, and then they didn't Shazam out of it, and they just stayed as adults. So maybe that took away from it too. I mean, I'm not trying to knock on the adult cast, but who knows? Really,
Dude,
who knows?
I still can't see him as anything but Chuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally Chuck.
Yep.
It doesn't say anything. I mean, I'm sure a great guy. I'm sure a great actor, but I look at him and I just see Chuck. Maybe it's just because NBC pushed the advertising so hard, like when that happened. But I don't know.
But he was a good Chuck.
He was a good Chuck.
He's a good Chuck,
One
man.
of the best Chucks.
Best Chuck.
Top five.
Chuck ever.
Top five easy Chucks. Yeah.
But I mean,
Tony
that's
Phil's up there. Come on.
Oh, easily up there, easily. I mean, he might be just like this, But the thing is, though, too, like that's what that character kind of works. That character being Chuck, that character, it can be Chuck. It's funny, He's a kid in an adult body. It makes sense for him to be goofy.
It's
so
like a Lion-O from Thundercats. Kid in an adult
Snarf.
Great
body.
reference.
Thank
Great
you.
reference.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason that he acts like an idiot in the show, Sean. It's not just that it's a dumb show.
I've
He's
seen
a
the
kid.
pilots. I know.
He's a kid with
I
big
know
muscles.
things about Thundercats. I know. Just because you don't see any Panthro over here or whatever. Come on.
I love me some Panthro. I love
I'd be
Thundercats.
expecting maybe some Chitara poster.
Just like
It's on this wall. Yeah, you can't see that wall. That's why. Yeah.
they were going to do an animated version of that forever. They had a cast attached to that like 14 years ago, and then it just kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed. And you would think nowadays, especially, like a Thundercats movie. I remember before I moved to California, which was, like I said, 14, 15 years ago, I remember like one of the actors in the movie I was working on in Michigan was like, I just got cast to be Lion-O in the new Thundercats movie. And this was Sam Huntington, who was Mimi Siku from Jungle to Jungle, if you've seen that movie, everybody. Good throwback with Tim Allen. But he was cast to be Lion-O, and he's like, I'm going to go to LA after this. We're going to go shoot. I'm going to do all the voiceover. It's going to be great. And then nothing happened. So maybe you're just talking shit, or maybe it just got canceled. Just these things happen in Hollywood. They start it, they stop it. They start it, they stop it. They give up on it. It just happens.
I think it's not the time for it yet. It's He-Man is having a big resurgence with the Master of the Universe and the Netflix show, and I think that there's no shortage of things that are always going to be rebooted and brought into it. So we just got to wait for Thundercats time.